Hey there, you guys. What's happening? Jacqueline Jax from AVA Live Radio. I am actually at work today and I have to record 10 Jax Dailies. I know. I'm not going to do all 10 live. I'm just going to do the first one live and hang out with you guys for a second. But this is basically the setup to record the Jax Dailies. Pretty simple. I've just got my Shure microphone, the 1088, and an iPad. And then I record them, send them to my editor, and they snazz them up and, get them up there for us and schedule everything. But I just got to put my knowledge on the table. So I have some... Hello, everyone. This is Jacqueline Jax with the Daily Jax on AVA Live Radio. So glad you tuned in with me today. I'm really excited you're here because I'm going to be talking about something that comes on the back of a question that many people have asked me in the course of my career here at AVA Live Radio, and that is mainly how to become a successful music artist, as well as the importance of investing in your career. They kind of go hand in hand, and the reason why is because you can't become a successful music artist if you don't or are not willing to invest in your career. It's like anything else, right? I mean, being a musician, you have a product, and the product is something that nobody knows about in the beginning, and that's your music and your talent, your skills. And then you take that product, so we're just gonna think of that product as an actual baseline, a piece, something you can hang on to. And then it includes in your hands yourself, your music, your talents, your skills, your ability to entertain, and your ability to do it great. Now, as long as that's all wrapped up in a nice ball and you've perfected that, then you take that product and you start to brand it and market it moving forward. Now, branding and marketing can be expensive, right? Because you need radio, you need PR assistants, you need people getting on board with you for your cause, which they're not going to do for free because that's your cause, that's your business. So this is where the investment comes in. Now, a lot of people get disappointed in their investment because what happens is it's a compounding effect. Branding is compounding. It doesn't happen after one branding identity post or one piece of content. It happens on the back of multiple pieces of content compounding and building up. So that way people start to see you as credible. They start to buy into your story. You know what I mean? They start to become knowledgeable about everything that you do. They start to say, oh, that is the bank. You know what I mean? So like, in other words, when you look at my picture on social media or you see, and you followed me for a while and you see me putting a quote up, you're like, oh yeah, that's Jacqueline Jax, the radio show host. She advises musicians on their career. She helps people to get to the next level. I have become that because it's compounded what I do. Like even now, right now, I'm sitting with my friends here on Facebook Live, and I went on Instagram Live just a little while ago to give them a heads up about things that I have coming out over the course of the day. But the people who are following me at this point have probably been in alignment with me or on board with me for a better part of the 10 years of my career. But that was my investment in my brand and my marketing that helped you to understand what I do. And if I wouldn't have been good at that, you'd have been sitting here right now saying, is she a model? She was a Miami Dolphins cheerleader once, right? I mean, you would not know what I did for a living. Now, of course, there's always going to be new people that are coming on. So that's brand consistency. You have to be consistent. So credibility is with the people who meet you along the way. You establish credibility with them. And consistency is for the people who are coming on and the people who are not yet convinced that they should invest their time in you and watch your videos and invest their money in you and buy your products. That comes, as you can see, with compounding effect. And without the compounding effect and investment, there is where the problem is. A lot of artists listen to my Daily Jax, or they listen to my YouTube videos, or they even do a one-to-one session with me, and they take all this advice, and then they go out and they do it for less than a month. By the third week, they're exhausted. They just don't really understand the why. They don't get the why. So this is actually a talk on the why, because compounding effect and patience are the two things that a lot of people don't invest into their music careers or any business. They automatically want to monetize before any credibility is built, and they don't have the patience or the consistency or that even that knowledge inside that I'm giving you today, that knowledge that if I invest, Jacqueline Jax says, if I invest and I'm really that good, it's going to become a career for me if I take the right steps. That I can assure you if you put in the work. Now, all of us, and I can tell you this, right now I am designing, on top of my full-time career, I'm designing a small online pop-up shop for some fashion that my mom had designed, and we have this beautiful, beautiful merchandise, and I want to create a pop-up shop so we can wholesale it out and then also offer it to the public. So I am doing that as an investment of time between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. every single morning until I get it accomplished. That's where I am, between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. and then I get up at 8 or 9 a.m. to do my regular job. That's my investment. That's my financial and my time investment that I'm putting in to make the pop-up shop happen without even knowing if any result is going to come of it, because it's going to be new. It's going to be something that I haven't done before. It's going to be something that I have to face the challenges, which I'm going to be YouTubing. I'm going to be talking about it on my YouTube channel at Jacqueline Jax. But I'm doing it because I have a passion for it. I really want to get it done. I don't want to see all these beautiful designs not get sold, right? I don't want to see anything, I want to see something good and positive come out of it. And I also want to see if my brand can sell merchandise too, because I know I have this job and I know I'm great at this. And although I don't want that to be my full-time career, I want to see if it's an outlet that is a possibility. Because typically I work in brand endorsements and not selling my own products. So that's going to be another challenge and another step. And so my investment will be time and money to develop the resources and develop the store and everything needed to get it running, including the branding and marketing of the name. So when you look at your music career, you have to look at your product and your skills like they are that piece. Try and imagine them to be a ball sitting in your hand that you have to take care of. You have to make sure that it's strong and polished and really just something that everybody wants. And then you have to figure out who wants what I have. In my hand, who wants what's there? This that I have. Who would be the person that would go crazy for it? Now you're taking branding and marketing to the next level, because you're going to level up on who your audience needs to be. Then you start creating content for the audience that you think needs to have that. Now, this is where compounding and patience come in, because maybe the first time out, you don't do it correctly. Maybe you don't pitch them the best content, or maybe you're still trying to figure it out yourself and you haven't quite hit the right tone, the right message, the right song for yourself, the right anything to the right audience. That's when all of these trial and error things start to happen, and that's where a lot of people fall off. That's another point in which they collapse. You know what I mean? So I think it's really important to keep your eye focused and make sure that everything you do is not only towards a realistic goal, but your expectations aren't low, but they aren't so high that you think that 1 week of invested time is going to do everything for you. Let me tell you a little story as well before I go. When I was building an Instagram page for one of my clients, the first week they were really excited because they didn't have to do it themselves. That was the big thing. And then the second thing is they expected so much to happen in the first week. They had their expectations, despite me telling them what would not happen in the first week and what was going to happen in the first week. They still thought, no, it's going to be different, right? So they thought they would beat the system. So with 1 week invested, they maybe got 100 new subscribers. But as well in that week, we had to do setups, we had to do some trial and errors, which is not a lot of time to do trial and error, and to work the content out. So then by week 2, they thought, oh, I did 100 that first week. We're going to get at least another 100, maybe 200 this next week. The second week, they only got 50. And the third week, they got 50. But at that point, they were like, oh my gosh, I don't think this is working. We need to change. And I'm like, no, just be patient. This is great content. Everything's good. We need to tweak the audience. We need to tweak a couple of things, and we will find your road. Just stick with me on it and make sure that you stay focused, consistent, keep making that content good, and be patient. By week 4, they saw a growth of 500 people coming in on week 4. If they would have given up at week 2 or 3 when they thought, oh wow, I didn't get 100 this week, I only got 50, and the second week it didn't improve, then they wouldn't have seen that 500 growth on week 4. And this is what happens a lot on social media and when you're building things. It might only be one person listening, and then 2 people listening, and then 10. And then maybe your video goes to 100 the next day, or the next week, or the next video. But the point is if you're putting out really great content and you're hitting the right audience, and you've got these 3 things in alignment, you will continue to grow if you're consistent. Just consistently put it out alone will get you to where you want to go at one point or another. Now, tweaking is where the major growth happens. A lot of you can't tweak on your own, and that's why I have one-to-one consultation appointments. But aside from that, just know that if you hit the right spot in the branding and marketing, everything will work out. You'll not only have a wonderful audience ahead of you, but you'll be able to monetize it because they will want to buy things from you because you're in the place you need to be. If you're seeing that your audience doesn't get you, then check your content first. Make sure it is the very, very best compared to the competitors that you're after. Make sure your message and story are in alignment. So if you're just a beginner, don't say you're about to win a Grammy. If your message is that I'm going to be the best star in the whole wide world, and that's your message, that's not offering any value to anyone. If your bio is just bragging about this award and that award that you achieved by, going to some really low grade, brand new award contest, which happens a lot, that is not a valuable bio. That's not something anybody wants to read, so nobody's reading it. You need to have value. Lead with you. Lead with what you're offering and what you're doing. I mean, I don't care if you get on there and you live stream creating a song, or how you write, or you just share some lyrics and you put it out as poetry. That's leading with you and not leading with fluff. That's all I can say. Not leading with fluff, not leading with brag or ego or things that haven't happened before they've happened, because that's not really going to get you anywhere. I really hope you enjoyed today's Daily Jacks. Be sure to catch me on the YouTube channel. I'm going to do more on this topic over there at AVA Live Radio, as well as some entrepreneurial topics at my main channel at Jacqueline Jacks on YouTube. Guys, have a great day. I'll see you again tomorrow for the Daily Jacks.